You ever have one of those things where you keep saying, one of these days, we're gonna. Well, I have one of those things. And one of these days, it's gonna be today. So I picked out a hike, rounded up some family members so we can make a getaway out of it, and then rented a house. Our destination? New Hampshire. I figured, go big or go home. If you're gonna do it, then let's do the best hiking the East Coast has to offer. The house was great. It was somebody's winter ski chalet, and it was just down the road from where I wanted to hike. It had it all. It was cozy, great views, and a great location. Now the Fa did come with us on this trip, but he didn't go on this hike. We're going to be doing a bunch of miles and a bunch of elevation gain, and I'm just not sure he could do it. I'm not even sure if I can do it. But with a new sunrise brought new hope, because today we're climbing the Presidentials in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. I gotta tell you about what happened on the way to the trailhead. The advantage of having family there was we were able to stage 2 cars. We dropped one off and got a ride to the trailhead. On the way there, I started thinking, you know what? I'm not gonna film this. So I guess I just wanted to enjoy the hike and not have to worry about setting up cameras and camera shots and just all the things that go along with it. But by the time we got there, I realized, well, there's going to be at least a couple people kind of going to want to see what we saw up there. So I just strapped the camera onto my shoulder strap. Didn't put a lot of effort into it. Thing I forgot was to turn off the horizon lock. With everything up there going all kinds of different ways, the camera didn't know what to do. So a lot of the footage is a little bit like this. I kind of regret my decision. That just means we're going to have to go back. Luckily, John got a new camera and he took a bunch of pictures, so I get to work those in. Here's what we got. 2.4 miles to Lake of the Clouds, and then up from there.
Alright. Ready to rock them. Got the 2 little introductory photos.
What is up, tribe? So what are we doing? We are in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, and I'm not with the Fa. I'm with my nephew John, and we're gonna go meet a president and a founding father. We're taking the Ammonoosuc Ravine Trail up the shoulder of Washington, and it'll get interesting.
Already looks awesome. I can't imagine what it's
We're just getting started. Whew. Fun hasn't started yet. We have another mile before it starts to really get steep, and we're actually climbing the shoulder of Washington, and then we will reach Lakes of the Clouds and Lakes of the Clouds Hut. And that's our first checkpoint, I hope. Can't even see the top of the mountain. It's in clouds. Hopefully it won't be like that when we get up there.
Good one.
Go.
Good one, Herb.
Thanks, Herb. Help us with that good luck. Hey, I see blue sky. I don't see a mountain yet, but I see blue sky. It's probably better off for me anyway that you can't see it. I'm gonna tell myself it's that little one up there.
A little bit. The clouds are gonna clear out soon, I feel like. Soon.
I think so. I think we're gonna time it just right. I truly wish that every trail could be like this. I just love hiking next to flowing water. And the advantage of John taking pictures is twofold. A, I get to stop and catch my breath, but B, I get to stop and watch the water as it cascades over the rocks and fills up a pool. I don't know, there's just something about it for me.
The water is super clear.
It is real clear. Want a shot of that?
Yeah, I caught it out.
We have reached the gem pool. We're gonna take a pack off and eat because it gets real after this. Speaking of straight up, now the fun's begin.
Top 3 here. Those people that turned around.
Oh yeah.
They're like, alright, nah.
It's only another mile and a half of this. So this is where the trail really starts to pour on the elevation game. And because of that, it starts to become a little more crowded. It doesn't matter who you are. This part's going to slow you down a little. This is also one of the easier routes to the top of Mount Washington. Let that sink in for a minute. Mount Washington, the highest peak in the Northeast. By no means is this easy. It's just less technical than some of the other routes to the top. But it's also the most beautiful, as you're greeted with countless waterfalls nearly the entire way. And then, when you're done soaking in the waterfall, turn around, because the views are starting to kick in.
Back on.
Track on. Huh? They figured it out by the time I got my thing out. They chose the right way though. I'll video the only flat spot on the trail. Yeah, back to reality. So one thing I always say on the video is that the camera never shows how steep it is, and now I have somebody to back me up when it looks like just a sidewalk.
It's super nice.
Nice, we got a ladder. Huh?
So this might be interesting.
John's down there in the pine trees, getting the shot. Stunning. First view of Mount Washington, up where those towers are. Yep, that's the top. Huh? Not too shabby. See the cog going down the mountain?
Straight out.
You look up in that notch up there on the top of the ridge. It's just that's awesome. So for anybody not familiar with this, the cog is basically a mountain climbing train. It was the world's first and today is still the second steepest, only next to the Pilatus in Switzerland. This was also my backup plan if we got bad weather at the top. Simply hike up to Washington and take the cog back down. They're coming for you. Whew. It does, yeah. So this is one of 3 huts on the Presidential Range, and if you were doing the Presidential Traverse, you could stay at one of these each of the nights as you complete your hike. But they're also a great place just to get out of the wind or the weather and have a hot coffee. They usually have some homemade baked goods, and they also usually serve breakfast. Watch that first step.
It's easy doozy.
Crawford Knox, so it'll be 6.8 to Crawford Knox from here.
Rain jacket was a very good call.
Yes.
It's so much better now.
We are at the summit of Monroe, if I can even hear anything through the wind.
Beautiful out here.
John's first Prezi.
First one, we made it.
Checking the list off. We've got Franklin over there, Eisenhower beyond that, and we're going to see how the day goes after that. Got a couple battle wounds. I didn't even feel them. My legs are so cold I didn't even feel them. Unbelievable. This is the Great Gulf side. Washington up there. Lake of the Clouds. Unreal. Never thought I'd see this again. Is really picking up. It's starting to get nuts. Woo!
The wind is very true today.
Franklin. Woohoo! Nice, man.
Heck yeah.
1 pounding father in the books. Yeah. On our way to Eisenhower.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah, that was me, sorry.
I was like, what does that beep mean? Battery dead?
Yeah. Almost got everything. Like a family photo there. Well, I think that is a giant cairn right there. Alright, this time we're doing a selfie. There's Ike.
Oh, that's a good view.
It's a little more imposing from this angle.
It is, yeah. This side of it is definitely. One more path to the Crummel, you call him, right? This one's cooler.
So we'll come back and hit the Crawford Connector. How's it going? President number 3, Pierce. Three presidents and one founding father, man.
Heck yeah.
That's not bad for a day's work. Well, there you go.
More.
Wait a minute, what? This is
Crawford connection.
1.2. I don't know what the 1.5 means. They're wacky.
Mizpah Spring Hut Norman tent site.
Yeah, so that's where we would have gone if we kept going over Pierce.
I was close. It was 1.2, I guess.
Was it? From there?
3.7, and it says there's 1.5 left.
Huh.
Right?
So we saved like a half mile by not doing it.
Yeah.
Going to the hut.
To the hut, yeah.
Still walking. So it happened again. What should be the easiest part of the hike, the final 2 miles downhill, turned into my nightmare. Just like on the last hike with Logan. Last 2 miles, the easiest part of the whole hike has been the most brutal for me. My right knee started killing me, to the point where the pain was unbearable by the end. It was actually making me nauseous, to the point where I thought I was going to vomit. And I thought, oh no, if it hurts this bad, I'm going to need surgery for sure. But then the next day, just like last time, the pain was gone. It didn't make any sense. So when I got home, I researched it, and I found this is actually a common problem, and all I really need to do is strengthen the muscles around the knee. This just says it's the oldest continued used footpath in America. Now hang on, I do have a point to all this. So you see this guy? Not once was he ever out of breath during this entire hike, which is to say the least, not normal. Now John bikes like over 100 miles at a clip, and I'm not even exaggerating. Now at one point you heard me say, unreal. Never thought I'd see this again. And that's because I felt I would never be in the physical shape enough to do this again. But John inspired me. The other thing I did when I got home was I bought a bike. And I'm actually riding it every day. Now, I'll never be at the level that John is, but maybe I can start bouncing around these mountains again like I used to when I was his age. Now. If nothing more, I can save myself the embarrassment of having moments like this.
I think the pond's down there.
I think so. The trail popped out about a quarter mile away from where I thought it was going to, and I was done. I'll give you like $100.
What's that?
I said I'll give you $100 to go get the truck.
Oh, I'll go get it 100%. I was gonna
I'm
ask
like
you.
ready to puke. So I definitely want to say a huge thank you to John. Not only for saving my butt, but for also being that trigger. Oh, and we're already planning our next hike. A backpacking trip through the high peaks of the Adirondacks.